Okay, so have you ever watched or read something and thought to yourself, why is that character even there? They're not doing anything. They don't add anything to the show or book. They're just sort of there to take up space or fill airtime. We're all familiar with the concept of the Four Horsemen, aka the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, aka them dudes that cause the end of everything. For this video, I want to look at four characters who I've dubbed the Four Horsemen of Mediocrity. The Boruto Naruto Next Generations anime introduces us to the new generation of Konoha Ninja. We're introduced to characters like Sumire, Denki, and Iwabe as anime exclusive characters, along with the more staple characters like Chojo, Inojin, Shikadai, and Meta Lee present in the manga. While all of these characters have had some form of development throughout the series, focusing mostly on the anime at this point, it can't be understated just how mediocre some of these characters were. To the point, I find myself wondering, just as I mentioned before, why they're even in the show in the first place. I'm Zero, and welcome to the Black Star Zero channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'm trying to get to 100 subs by the end of the year, and we're really close to achieving that goal. I'd really appreciate it if you could help me out with this. Okay, on to the video. Underutilized characters are nothing new in anime. Some characters are underused and then get done absolutely dirty later on for shock value, Ripman like Neji. Then there are characters like Tenten, Sai, and Kiba that get next to no screen time in the latter half of Naruto Shippuden and are basically non-existent in the Boruto anime. The characters I want to focus on today are mostly exclusive to the anime, and there will be some manga-specific content as well, so consider this a sort of a light spoiler warning. Anyway, in no particular order, I present to you the Four Horsemen of Mediocrity in Boruto. To kick off our list, we have Denki Kaminarimon, not to be confused with Denki Kaminari from My Hero Academia. Denki is the heir to the Kaminarimon company and wasn't from a traditional ninja family like the others on this list. Denki is a small boy with self-confidence issues and was unable to stand up for himself. This led to him being influenced by Sumire and Nue during the first arc of the Boruto anime. Once Boruto helps him overcome his issues, he's inspired to join Boruto at the Ninja Academy, where he makes new friends, including his future teammates. Denki has a lightning-type chakra nature, as you can imagine based on his last name. And that's it. His proficiency with the lightning release is a bit lacking, but the speed boost gained from using it was enough to get him over the line in the second Chunin exams. More on that later. Denki started out as a timid tech bro of the group. He had no hand to speak of whatsoever. His only saving graces were his analytical skills and his tech knowledge. Through hard work and also through going on missions with his team, Denki has managed to get himself up to the level of your average Genin. Enough so to warrant admission into the Chunin exams. Now, in order to compete in the 1v1 against Tsubaki, he busts out this thing. A clunky looking ass exosuit with a discount Sharingan and a Gomu Gomu no Mi rocket punch function. Using this thing, he was able to defeat Metal Lee, who was allegedly giving it his all against Denki. So let me know if you think I'm being too harsh here. Too bad the exosuit didn't hold up as well against Tsubaki during his fight in the Chunin exams. She sent that exosuit to the trash heap quick, fast, and in a hurry. I mean, just look at this move from Tsubaki. Bam! Right between the eyes. Denki ultimately ended up winning the fight against the clearly superior fighter because of his aforementioned speed catching her off guard. This dub got him promoted to the rank of Chunin and later the leader of Team 5. Denki's best known feat is for holding his own, not winning against, but being able to hold his own against a member of the new Miss Swordsman. The chubby one that Iwabe had already sort of incapacitated, and he wasn't even using one of the 7 swords of the mist. You know, those weapons that they're famous for? Having said all of that, the reason Denki's up first is because I respect the fact that he's the only one in this team to work his way up to Chunin. That just about edges him out of the mediocre category, but it's not like he's the only Chunin from the Konoha New Gen. If I'm comparing him against the rest of his cohort, he doesn't really stand out and has the most work to do to have any sort of relevance in the 2 Blue Vortex anime. The upside is, we've seen a gradual acceptance of scientific ninja tools since they were first introduced during the first Chunin exams prior to Momoshiki's invasion. With Denki's level of intelligence, I'm hoping he'll be able to incorporate more intricate and cooler looking gadgets of his own design to give him that power boost he desperately needs. Next up, we have Metal Lee, son of Rock Lee, who was a former student of the legendary Might Guy. I'll be up front, while Lee kinda peaked in the Chunin exams from the OG Naruto, we still fucked with him heavy. We laughed at the training shenanigans between him and Guy. We all loved the pull-up to fight alongside Naruto in the Sasuke retrieval arc, and we all unanimously agreed that Neji was goated until he wasn't. So, when we were finally introduced to Metal Lee in the Boruto movie, I was as excited for his character as I was for characters like Shikadai, Boruto, Sarada, etc. The new gen were basically carbon copies of their parents, and I found it absolutely hilarious. I fucking loved it. For a while there, I was really rooting for Metal, but then I quickly realized that the creators had nothing planned for him other than just fan service as a Rock Lee clone. His whole nervous fighter thing got old really fast, and his character just slid on into mediocrity hell. This man is not like his anime-only teammates. Metal Lee is an established character in nearly every medium that covers Boruto. We're talking about movies, anime, novels, games, and manga. It's a damn shame too. It looks like he really is his father's son because Rock Lee's character peaked after the Chunin exams, and Metal Lee didn't have a better showing during the Boruto Chunin exams either. It was a less brutal rerun of Rock Lee versus Gaara, with Metal facing off against Gaara's son Shinki. Metal Lee has no unique techniques of his own as a taijutsu fighter. He has exactly the same moveset as Lee and Guy uses. And you might say, no duh, he's a taijutsu user. And I'm like, well, yeah, but what else? Guy and Rock Lee were terrible at ninjutsu. Does that mean that Metal also has to be terrible at ninjutsu? This got me wondering if that shit's genetic. And if it is genetic, it further leads me to question Rock Lee's parentage. Is he secretly Guy's son? If it is genetic, why not supplement the lack of firepower with ninja tools and shinobi wear? His team leader is literally pioneering the shit as we speak. This is where I knew it was over for Metal Lee. There was an episode that focused on Metal and his low self-confidence. To overcome this, he spent a lot of money on a useless trinket that he believed would overcome it. Obviously, Rock Lee and co were concerned and had to take drastic measures to snap him out of his stupor. Metal is challenged by Rock Lee, who believes that Metal's current mentality prevents him from learning and mastering the 8 gates technique. Metal's erratic way of fighting bears some similarity to his father's own drunken fist technique, instead being fueled by Metal's anxiety. In this state, he's able to subconsciously tap into the power of the first gate, which was enough to knock Rock Lee on his ass. Now, obviously, being able to tap into the power of the 8 gates is a great thing, but that's exactly it. He can't use it on command. He's only tapping into it subconsciously. That was his character development. Name me a more iconic or important moment for Metal. Don't worry, I'll wait. It's time for us Metal Lee fans to just accept that this man is cooked. I could go on, but when it comes to Metal Lee, who was one of my favorite characters early on, my disappointment is palpable. Moving on, we have Iwabe Yuino. Where do I even start with Iwabe? This man started out the Boruto anime as some sort of remedial bum because he was too stupid to pass the written exam at the Shinobi Academy. See, Iwabe believed that the only thing a ninja needed to learn were the skills and jutsu to survive on the battlefield. Going up against 11-year-olds, he had all the hands in the world, until the young lord humbled him. Despite the fact that he was not even at the Genin rank, Boruto was able to hand this man his ass, and people still tried to push the Kawaki's Iwabe theory heavy. This pile of walking L's was supposed to be the big bad scene in chapter 1, who had either killed or sealed Naruto and destroyed Konoha. Now, I can see where some people came up with the idea that Iwabe was in fact Kawaki. There were some indicators, but I don't believe it was intentional as much as it was just coincident and character design overlap. For example, Kawaki was seen using a black rod or a staff during the flash forward in chapter 1. Iwabe also predominantly fights with a staff and incorporates earth-style jutsu into his combat style along with it. Iwabe and Kawaki also seem to have tan skin. Kawaki's outfit during his fight with Boruto is also similar to Iwabe's outfit pre-Genin promotion. A robe/yaki over a white shirt with pants. Beyond that, nothing really suggested that they were the same person. Now, I want to be fair to Iwabe. He has shown that he constantly has his friends' backs and is willing to help them out with their training if need be, such as when he coached Denki with the wall walk technique, or when he helped out in the fight against the new Seven Swordsmen of the Mist. But just like with his teammates, he's not really present for most of the major battles that happened in the series. I can't blame Iwabe for not having enough time on screen, as that's down to the creators of the series to utilize these characters in better ways and find interesting ways of incorporating them into the story. So far, Iwabe has had a piss poor showing. Let me provide you with an example of just how little of a fuck the creators of the series give about Iwabe. After the fiasco at the first Chunin exams, they were held again later. This is where Sarada and Denki received the promotion to Chunin that qualified them to be team leaders. Iwabe only went and lost to the pound shot equivalent of Kiba, Wasabi. Everything about Iwabe suggests that he would have won this match with ease, and maybe he would have if the creators actually wanted Iwabe to have any kind of relevance. They had bro get taken up by his own compassion. He lost by giving a motivational speech and using up all his chakra to create a giant cat statue to prove a point. Then ended up needing to be saved by the one he was motivating. Someone needs to let bro know that Talk no Jutsu only pans out for the Uzumaki family. This man is the definition of mediocre if I've ever seen one. Last but not least, we come to probably my least favorite character in Boruto, Inojin Yamanaka. Inojin has been such a disappointment throughout the series, it's unreal. Much like Metal Lee, he appears in all mediums but lacks any real showing. He's just so pathetic. Like, bro's lineage wasn't particularly exceptional, but damn, you would think that with his father Sai being the head of the Konoha police, as well as being part of the Yamanaka clan, that he'd be a bit more, I don't know, useful? Inojin, out of everybody on this list, has the widest array of jutsu available to him. We're talking telepathy, mind body swap, ink clones, sealing jutsus, etc. If I had to give props to Inojin for anything, it's clutch assists as part of the Ino Shikacho trio. Their teamwork was enough to get them through rounds 1 and 2 of the first Chunin exams. Unfortunately for Inojin, he went and lost to Araya, the purge-looking dude from the Hidden Sand. Chocho and Shikadai also lost, but Shikadai got cheated by Boruto, so he doesn't count, and Chocho was up against Shinki, who was definitely top 5 in New Gen as a whole. Fast forward to the follow-up Chunin exams, and to no one's surprise, Inojin lost again. This time to Kakashi's son, who is also his dad's genin. That's tough! Inojin's last bit of relevance before the time skip was him and Team 10 tracking down Boruto after Ada's omnipotence switched Boruto and Kawaki's history in everybody's mind. Boruto is then saved by Sasuke, much to their surprise. I have no doubt that being injured and missing an eye, even at this point in the story, Boruto would have still been able to take on Team 10, but I guess we'll never know. Post time skip, we next see Inojin and Team 10 training with Iwari. I'm not going to roast Inojin for his new fit, but I will register my displeasure because what are those? Team 10 have been set up to be major players in the later chapters. They now have a personal stake in the defeat of the Shinju, now that their mentor and the leader of Team 10, Moegi, has been turned into fertilizer for a claw grind. We saw Team 10 again when Jura and Hidari invaded Konoha. Jura, mistaking Himawari for Naruto, pulls up on them and they do what they can to fend them off, with Jura even praising the teamwork and coordination of Team 10. When Inojin tries to show protagonism after Himawari is injured and later captured, Jura rewards him with a free membership to the Donut Club. Seeing Inojin get impaled triggers Himawari, who unleashes her new Tail Beast mode to take on Jura. This new Tail Beast mode conveniently comes with the ability to heal wounds, so Inojin's membership to the Donut Club has been revoked as of now. But he's still out of commission and was the first major casualty of this invasion, if we aren't counting the fodder ninja at the gate right at the beginning of the invasion. On a separate note, I can't be the only one noticing that Himawari and Inojin have been paired up a lot lately. I'm not shipping, but I'm saying that it has the appearance of a ship. Can you imagine the disappointment that would come from an offspring of Inojin and Hima? I will say this though, if it comes down to a Hima x Inojin versus Hima x Daemon, yeah, I'm gonna take Inojin x Hima. I'd be all in because fuck Daemon and his stupid ass busted abilities. Anyway, that does it for this video. I just want to talk a little bit about some of the most disappointing characters in Boruto. I can't be the only one with extremely low expectations for these 4 characters, not that the time skip is upon us. Let me know if you agree with my take on these 4 in the comments, or if there's a character you feel is more mediocre and would have been more fitting to be on the list. If you enjoyed the video, please consider dropping a like below. I'm aiming for 100 subs by the end of the year, and I have to say that we're pretty close to reaching that goal. So thank you very much for everyone who's helped me out with this. Bye for now, and I'll see you in the next video.